all the homes, you're going to have plumbing and electric and your HVAC. They all work very similar, but very few people actually get a chance to see what's behind the walls and how things work. If we pan around over here towards the kitchen, we can take a look at the plumbing. Now these are copper supply lines. In all of our homes, our supply lines are copper. I know many builders have switched over to PEX piping or PCVC, plastic piping. And you'll see them run through the home. They'll have a red one for hot water and a blue one for cold water. I don't believe in it. I don't trust it. I know that it costs quite a bit less than the copper because copper is very expensive these days. And you don't have to worry about the copper thieves showing up trying to steal your plumbing out of your home if you've got the plastic plumbing. The problem I have with the PVC fixtures is not the lines itself. I believe that that's going to last. It's the fittings. And we don't want 20 years from now for a fitting to fail and become a leak. Now, the copper supply lines are tried and true, and we've used them for a long, long time without any problems. So until I'm convinced that there won't be problems with the PVC or the PEX piping, you're going to see copper in our homes. And we just deal with the complexities of the copper prices. Now, the wastewater, or your drain water, this is going to be done with a Schedule 40 PVC pipe. This right here is going to be where the kitchen sink is at. You'll see two pipes coming out, and that's because the kitchen sink's got two drains. You've got one for the garbage disposal and one for just the other sink, the left-hand side sink. So the water that comes up to the faucet, when you turn the faucet on, is going to come through these copper supply lines so that you can keep it clean for potable water and it's under pressure. Then it drains through the sink and it's going to go into these PVC pipes and drain down here, down to the main collection point and make its way to the city sewer. So what is this pipe? This crazy looking pipe coming up here. This is a vent pipe. Now the vent pipe is really the thing that makes this work. If you do not vent a sink, it will not drain. If this pipe wasn't here, the water would never leave the sink. There would just be an air trap created in the piping, and the thing would just wouldn't drain. Now when we're doing island sinks, if the sink is out on an island, we may do a loop vent system up underneath the sink or back in the wall in order to create the venting. But whenever there's an opportunity for us to get to a wall and go up out the roof, that's the way we do it. We try to do it within, say, 3 feet of the drain. That's what works the best. You'll also see a series of electrical wires running through the walls. This is where we're going to get our electric services for the homes. And in our homes, there's switches and boxes just all over the place. I think that's kind of fair to say for most homes. But I know that some of the builders make certain things options, like fan light combinations in the home or options. We don't do that. It's all included. Every one of our bedrooms is wired for a fan light combination, so that you have one switch to turn the light on and another switch to turn the fan on. And in all of our homes, there's a lighting allowance that's large enough to actually allow you to buy that fan. So there's no surprises to you, the homeowner, when you go to purchase things, and you're not paying for these various upgrades. So in this home, we've got receptacles everywhere, and this switch here, this is going to be a switch that's actually going to operate a receptacle that's located on top of a plant shelf up here, so that they can put some accent lighting up on top of that plant shelf for the homeowners. Then we have our low voltage system, which are these white wires and blue wires, where you've got coax cables, and in all of our homes we utilize the Cat 5 system. All these wires are going to go to your TV sets and your phone lines, and they're all going to come back to one main spot right here, go down into the basement, and then there's an on-cue box, which allows you to expand the capabilities of your electrical hookups in your low voltage system years down the road. I'm not sure what new gadget they're going to have 10 years from now, but they'll come up with one, and then you're going to want to be able to buy it and use it in your new home without having to rewire things. And that's why we've just stepped up and we use this wiring system that goes to that on-cue box. Another feature is I just stand here and look at our homes, a kind of a neat thing that we've been doing for a while has to do with your dryer vent. Now this may seem like a real small item and it's overlooked by most people, but not if you've lived in a home where you have your dryer vent actually in the floor. It's the way we've done it for many years. Then we've come up with this system here, and I've just incorporated it. We use it in all our homes. This is where your dryer vent hooks up to. Now the thing about this is you can hook your dryer vent up in your hose there, and it allows you to push your dryer all the way to the wall. You get it back and it can hug the wall. The way we've been doing it for 20 years is that the dryer vent was actually in the floor. And unfortunately, the only way that works is your dryer sits off of the wall like 6 inches. And that's where all the socks and the clothes and everything get behind there. Not only do you lose all your personal belongings back in there and it becomes a mess, but it creates a fire hazard knowing that you've got socks on top of your dryer vent. So this is better in 2 ways. It gives you another 6 inches of space in your laundry room and you don't lose your things. And I believe it's a safer program. This is the supply line, the hot and the cold water for your washing machine. And this home is going to be set up where we've got the 220 running for the dryer, and there's also going to be installed a gas line that's going to come up out of the floor, so they have the option of doing a gas dryer as well. I didn't mention it, but over here, when we were looking at the fireplace, for this particular homeowner, we have all the, again, here's all the low voltage wiring that's run down, and these are speaker wires that run up into the ceiling and are looped up for future speakers, so it can be a whole house surround system, and it'll work off a stereo that sits right here. And this blue piping is a conduit line that runs from this box to back up here where the TV is going to go. They're going to mount their television, a flat screen, above the fireplace. And this is a coaxial or a way for them to get a coaxial from here down there. So when the next generation TV thing comes around, he'll be able to run his wires back over to his receiver system without punching any holes in the walls. We're just trying to think ahead for him. We've actually done that behind here as well. Now this is something that we don't do in all of our homes, but when it's requested, it's not a bad idea. This piece of PVC pipe right here, which is not a pressurized pipe indicated by the blue piping, or the blue strap that's involved there, is running from the basement all the way up to the top of the attic. And this again is for the future, so that if we need to run some wiring for whatever technology that's coming our way, we'll be able to get from the attic to the basement without drilling any holes in the walls. There'll be a conduit there. Now that's capped off the top and the bottom in order to keep air from transferring from the basement to the attic, and it doesn't become a chase for fire purposes. In all of our homes you're going to see can lighting that's placed up in the kitchen area. And this is not an extra, this is included in our homes. You're going to get adequate lighting via can lights for your kitchen. If you want to add extras, obviously you can, but the point is there's already enough in there to get the job done, and it doesn't count against your lighting allowance. And as I try to think of what other things we might be missing, the engineered trusses. All of our homes have got engineered trusses. And I think most of us are using engineered trusses now. Something that we do as a standard is in all of our ranch homes, we vault the great room. You have a vaulted ceiling in the great room. In this application, we were able, for these homeowners, to vault the great room all the way over to the kitchen. And I did it at no additional charge. I think it improves the space. And with the insulation that we use and the insulation techniques, it doesn't hurt the energy efficiency of the home.